Remember a few months back when Boosie said that T.I. was a snitch and all of those things, and how Vlad was the orchestrator of all of this shenanigans that he did, and how he played and how he asked the questions and all that stuff played a major part in how he put out certain clips on purpose. Correct? Right. So, Boosie is doing another interview with Vlad, and my boy is doing an awful lot of backpedaling, um, rewinding, and upstanding and downstanding a lot of these things now. But when you look at the interview, the picture at the top and the bottom of this picture, is the pictures from that interview, and I tried to find a picture where he looked it sad or something like that on a picture, and in comparison, this video I feel was unwanted but had to be done. Um, he have to say certain things, like you can tell it's not one of his organic self type of interviews. So let's get into how Boosie done rearranged some things.
Where in the interview, he said that he told on his dead cousin in order to get out of a gun charge. Now, before you and I did this interview, did you and I talk about the situation at all? No. I had no idea what your answer was going to be. I didn't cut out any footage. This was really kind of a surprise in terms of how you're. I mean, it's not a surprise, but it was a surprise because I really didn't know how you're going to answer it. So when I brought up the question and said, "Hey, are you aware of this interview?" You said yes, and I said, "Okay, is the joint album still on?" And you said, "Absolutely not."
With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating. That means you're a rat.
And that created shockwaves through the whole hip hop industry and so forth. Now, after the dust settled a little bit, from what I understand, you and T.I. got on the phone.
Yeah.
Tell me how it went.
Just went like two bosses ahead of me, man. First of all, like we got kids who love each other, though. And first you went agreeing, we was going back and forth, and he spoke how he felt, I spoke how I felt, and he felt me and I felt him, and I gave him an apology.
I apologize.
Yeah, I gave him an apology, because after we kept going back and forth, the things he was doing for me in my life at the time, I kind of felt bad. He was doing some real shit, helping me in a lot of ways, but I still told him I stand on what I stand on, and when he explained it to me, we got by it, man. Tip was like I said before, man, better for me, bro. Like, just saying what the world gonna say. So we got by, like boss is supposed to get by. We ain't let the internet, we ain't let none of that bring us out of character.
As we know, Boosie has been extremely quiet since he blurted out T.I. was a snitch, right? Okay. So, in this part of the interview, he said him and T.I. handled it like bosses. Okay. I don't even know what that means. Then he said that they got kids that love each other. You didn't think about none of that when you just blurted out that T.I. was a snitch. You didn't think about no churn. You didn't think about none of that. Everything was a done deal. Period. Point blank. Everything. No TV show. No nothing. All you know is T.I. snitched. That's what you did. Then you say y'all go back and forth at first. Then, oh, I had to apologize because I realized he tied to a lot of my coin right now. You know what I'm saying? I had felt bad because he was tied to a lot of my coin. I'm saying, okay, cool. So really, you didn't really want to apologize. You just had to because you felt bad on how you wasn't finna have no bags. I feel that. I feel that. But this just the weirdest thing ever because you said, and I still stand on what I stand on. Is how y'all ended it. And, okay, which that mean is what? That he a snitch? Is that what you just said? All over again. Pretty much you stand on what you stand on. You let him know before the end of this right here. Yeah, I feel like you still a snitch. Because if you stand on what you stand on, and what you stood on at that moment is what you had said, is that he was a snitch. Doesn't that mean he a snitch? I don't know. But let's check.
Right, because after you said what you said, he then did an interview, and he said that the whole thing was not a real story. It was an embellishment based on a real event.
Right.
Which I didn't know.
Right.
Which you didn't know.
Me neither.
And to be fair, that video of him saying, the whole telling of his dead cousin thing had been out for weeks, and he never addressed it. He never said, oh, this is an embellishment. So, you and I didn't know this at all.
Right. I don't want people to think that, they be thinking that, you know what I'm saying, it be you for a lot of shit. But you don't know my questions to no answer you ever ask. People don't know that this is me.
Yeah.
This is the real way I feel about certain situations. And that's what people got it mixed up. At any interview I would have did would have asked me that. I mean, it was in my DM stacked up for a month or so.
Was there a reason why until we had our interview, you and T.I. never spoke about this or discussed it in any way?
I don't know, man. I was kind of waiting on him to say something about it. You know what I'm saying? But also, I felt I could have called him too. I ain't know. Like I told him, I ain't know what to say, bro. I was, one of them. If that was true, that's how I felt about that situation, and that would have fucked up everything.
Now this part of the interview totally lost me. Now, Vlad is trying to save his ass as to that he ain't the reason why this started. First of all, you're the reason why this started because, one, you was not even talking about T.I. He was talking about the conversation that you was having with Gangsta and why he was already riled up talking about that. When you said, oh, they say the same thing about T.I., without thought, he just automatically answered. That wasn't his real thought process. Had you asked him about T.I. first, I'm positive that it's not the answer you would have gotten. But because he was already amped up and off the cusp of the gangster situation that you had previously asked him about before you added T.I. in it. Okay? Yeah, this is totally all your fault. No, you don't know any of the answers to the questions that you're going to ask, which he said it backwards. You don't know his answers to the questions. But yeah, this is all your fault, Vlad. On every mean, like, I don't know how much you had to pay him to try to get him to make people believe that this wasn't your fault, and how he just want to man up and take the blame for it being your fault. And then the part where y'all acting like this only been out for like a couple months or a couple weeks or whatever. This had been out for 2 years prior. This was out in 2020. In August of 2020, he did the Expeditionally podcast. Get the hell out of here. And now all of a sudden, so I want to know, did Vlad fill up your inbox with T.I. and them clips? Because that had already been out. It had been out years prior, not months prior, none of that. Not no weeks prior. It been out for a few, it had been out for 2 years. So who are y'all fooling? Like, make this make sense. And why the hell you take your dumb ass back on Vlad to do this all over again? Because you did not, we now know you did not apologize at all. You stand on what you stand on. You really mean what the fuck you had said and thought. And the reason why nobody else said nothing about that is because it was clearly clear when he said the story. When he said halfway through the court process and trial and stuff, right? It's when Toot passed. There's no way in hell that is possible in the midst of court to be like, oh, even though all the work y'all done seen, we just gonna, the dude that died, it was really all him, all together. Look, y'all need to stop with the shenanigans. Boosie, you need to stay up off of Vlad, cause you know what, you really ain't getting no passes. This video did not help you. If you thought this was gonna help you through, it didn't.
Talked. He was blaming me for the situation as well.
Somewhat, right? Somewhat.
Yeah, he even did an interview where he called Vlad TV a divisive platform, and I'm known to do this type of stuff. And man, listen, Ti can feel how he feels. I haven't interviewed Ti in 10 years. Me and him don't have any sort of real connection anymore. He's invited to the show. If he ever wants to come, you even talked about both you guys coming when the show now. Okay. It is what it is. I'm not bullying my friend. But right, like I said, I don't have a relationship with Ti either. So it's not like me and him communicated beforehand and I knew something or nothing like that. I don't know Ti at all. I know you. You and I talk here and there between interviews, but not really. We don't really hang out like that. It's really, we have our business relationship. So when I come in, a lot of times I won't even ask you things over text message because I want to save them until we actually get in front of the camera. So I brought it up totally unaware of how you're going to answer. You answered the way you felt, and it went out the way it went out. Ti can feel how he feels. At the end of the day, if he doesn't like Vlad TV, he doesn't like Vlad TV. Life goes on. There's lots of other platforms for both of us. And, I disagree with the whole divisive platform thing because it's not like I don't even have the ability to put a battery in your back. That's not even something I can do.
Right.
You feel the way you feel.
Right.
And that's it.
That's every interview. Like people been coming at me lately about Vlad and all this, but I've never started a beef war on Vlad TV. I've never started a confrontation really on Vlad TV. Like, I'm giving game. I'm asking about certain things. I speak how I feel about certain situations. I don't like how people, drag me and you down. I've been getting a lot of backlash lately.
Yes, Vlad, this is absolutely all of your fault. 110% your fault. And it don't matter when T.I. came to tell y'all, he really didn't have to justify that. Because when he told the story correctly well. Everybody knew that it was just not possibly to be done. But yes, this is your M.O. It really is, Vlad. You literally try to pit people against each other with your questioning, and it's an interrogational tactic. You knew he was already amped up off of the gangster snitch situation. You knew if you added somebody else, it's just going to automatically be that same reaction. But the problem for me is you acting like you don't know these things. You're acting like you completely slow and you don't understand. Of course, Ti don't like you, and he said what he said. You are known for this. Yes, you absolutely are. And to be honest, you see your numbers done went down. A lot of people don't even mess with you no more behind it. Cause why would you do that? Why would you pit them two together? And then how I know you did this is because for some reason I don't understand how both of y'all only within like a month's time did y'all receive this information, which is why I feel like it was you, Vlad, who sent it to him to make it seem as if this had something that just came out that was on already 2 years old, literally from the Expeditiously podcast that he started during the pandemic. Like, what is we really doing? Like, you really tried it, dog. You really tried it. You are a culture vulture. I really like that you used to give us a voice out here, but at the same time, when you go back over it, yeah, you've been doing this for a minute. You've been getting people locked up. You've been doing a lot of things. A lot of things. I didn't give them the thing. Yes, you did. Stop lying. Stop lying. You done got caught now. So it might as well just start fessing up to some things.
Comes the territory. You know, it is what it is. I get blamed for all types of wild shit. Like everything that goes wrong, if I've ever interviewed the person at any point, no matter how long ago, they will somehow connect me to whatever dilemma they're in at that moment.
Yeah, I just had a talk with somebody in the airport. The guy walked up to me and said, Boosie, please stop doing bad TV. Everybody go there, go to jail. Woo-doo, woo-doo, woo-doo. I said, everybody sign him by that. So we're gonna have kicks and jitters.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, listen, I've been getting this from day one.
Like, hey, bro, like, you know, that's what me being a stand-up guy. That's what people. I'm a man. I don't care what nobody has done to anybody else. I never judge. I judge on what me in a relationship I have with.
Yes, correct. No one could ever tell me something bad about Boosie that I will translate into our relationship.
Yeah.
Can't do it. We go back way too far. At the end of the day, you and I have had a business relationship that goes back. I mean, shit, you talk about the old Atlantic days, so
22.
about 20 years. Yeah, a solid 20 years. And throughout those 20 years, you and I have been 100 with each other.
Yeah.
We've had some disagreements here and there. We sat down, but they got worked out right there on the phone. It never went beyond that phone call.
Right.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Every time. That says a lot for 2 decades.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Two people who are in the media
You ain't
or
got to call
constantly.
an attorney who ain't got.
No,
That's crazy.
No.
Like, bro.
never. Never. There's never been a money dispute. There's never been a topic dispute. You know, if there is something that bothers you about something, you'll call me and I'll take care of it. If I ever have a problem, I'll call you, you take care of it, and that's how it is.
No one really cares about you and Boosie's relationship, Vlad, or how it is, or how business it is. None of that. Nobody really gives a hell about it, to be honest. The real truth of the matter is it's about the things that you're doing. Okay, we get that. Now we can see that Boosie is only about a bag. It's about the bag for him because you got him thinking like this is okay. No, you went up on his bag to try to clear your name so that people would want to mess with you again, Vlad. But Boosie is in the same boat you're in. No one wants to mess with him either. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Because if Boosie can't see how you set him up for this fall that he's on right now, then that's between you and him both being dumb and on a fall. I don't know what made you even want to put this part in like it mattered. T.I. ain't never gotta like you. You like you said, you ain't interviewed him in 10 years. That mean in 10 years he ain't cared nothing about you because he saw that you wasn't doing nothing but messing up our culture the furthermore. Okay? Go back 10 years ago and find out what happened as to why don't nobody come on your channel. You just keep messing up, and you keep messing up too much back and forth. You still ain't apologized for the Farrakhan situation yet either. You just keep on trying it. You really need to stop. That's all I got to say about that. Just stop.
Question is, you announced last time that the joint project is off. Is the joint project back on?
The reality show, we in works with that right now.
Okay.
So, we probably gonna follow up with the joint project.
Okay, so first the reality show, then the
Yeah,
joint
first
album.
reality show, 'cause, that's already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, we ain't talked about dropping the album yet, but I want to drop it. That's why I was kind of pissed about the situation, because I was
Right.
this was big for me to drop an album with Tip. Like this was some big shit for me. So we're gonna get to it, bro. We're gonna get to it.
Okay. And the thing is that everyone thought that you guys had beef until that the airport photo came out. But I had already known that you guys had already talked.
Yeah,
So it was at St. Louis Airport. Did you guys run into each other?
I'm not sure. We've been on a few shows together.
Okay. Right. But I remember there's a picture of you guys talking at the airport, and people thought, oh, okay, finally T.I. and Boosie have talked. But you guys had already talked beforehand.
Yeah.
So when you guys ran into each other.
When we was in St. Louis, we was talking about some big old money.
Right.
We was talking about some big old money, like some real money.
Exactly. So by the time that photo came out, everything had already been cleared up. You guys
Yeah.
were already good. And honestly, I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm happy that you guys worked out. I was looking forward to that album. Regardless of what T.I. thinks about me, I respect T.I. as an artist. I'm a fan of his music. I'm a fan of, some of the social stances that he took. I've interviewed him before, in one of his video shoots. There are other interviews that have been on Vlad TV. And like I said, on my side, no beef, no problems. If he feels a certain type of way about Vlad TV, that's totally his right. You know what I'm saying? Maybe at some point he'll change his mind. Maybe at some point he won't. It is what it is. But I'm happy that this is done. And like I said, I'm now promoting the same way that we talked about last time, how you felt. I am now starting off the interview and promoting the fact that you guys got back together and it's all good. And you know what I'm saying? It was a disagreement. It was, and I understand why there was a disagreement.
Right.
There's a reason for the disagreement.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's what it is.
No, sir, Vlad, you do not get a pass. You know T.I. don't like you, so stop trying to put it out there like you don't got no problem, no issue. You got an issue. He letting you know that there's an issue. He ain't been back on your show in 10 years. Stop trying to express that. It's over with. You did it. Your damage is done. Get past that. So stop saying if he got a problem. He has a problem. What you should be doing is apologizing and trying to get it right, because literally you did all of this. Then let's get on Boosie. First of all, then you say your uncles them, your fans them told you can't do nothing with it. You can't do nothing. Remember all of these things that you said, Boosie? All of these things that you said. And let's go back to the beginning when you said y'all got kids that love each other. That is the only reason why this reality show is in the works. You know doggone well that album, it won't see the light of day. It sure will not see the light of day. It has been bypassed, and his last album is being talked about now. And then that St. Louis thing is, yeah, he was telling you about a bigger bag that's a big bag that you will not be included in. You will not be included in that. But whatever I had in the works with you or whatever, yeah, I see where you stand. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm a snitch to you, and less that on that. You didn't show up to the paper party. You ain't did none of that. So it don't even matter. At this point, you realize that you burnt some bridges that you wish you hadn't. You must have forgot. You ain't in Baton Rouge. You is in Georgia, in T.I.'s hometown, where you have called him a snitch. Yeah, it is hard for you. All he doing is working for his bread. Yeah, he cordial with you on the road and all that stuff, but it ain't gonna never be like Will Folk. It ain't gonna never be like Will's focus. Like you said, you stand on what you stand on. none of this stuff was an apology. You really did not have no apology. You've been extremely quiet. Like I said earlier in this video, you should have shouted this from the rooftops on how sorry you is for this, that, and third. Because waiting on Vlad to try to post, he ain't finna put that out there. This ain't out there. This ain't nothing to, yeah, I'm promoting that y'all made up. It wasn't because you. You darn sure ain't the reason why they made up. You better believe it's because Boosie felt how everything was trickling on down, like that was his bread that he went after. And it was because of your line of questioning. Now, when you saying something about Webby in these clips right here, you getting the logical him, because you know why? That was the first and only question you asked. You didn't ask him about somebody else first. And his adrenaline was already up, and he could have responded off of adrenaline. See, you tried it. You know what you're doing. You really tried it. You need to stop what you're doing, Vlad. And Boosie, you gonna have to do better than this. What you done did with this interview. You better find somebody else to interview with if you want this to reach somewhere. But this ain't it.